are you getting what you think you're getting as Broadway's Dracula? Welcome to Boggy Creek Life, and I am Cam Boggs. Today we're going to take a look at Moebius's Bela Lugosi as Broadway's Dracula Deluxe model kit. And are you getting what you really think you are? Now, the answer is some yay, some nay. But before we go any further, let me thank the returning subscribers as always. And if you're new to the channel, well, this is kind of what I do. You can look through the backlog of videos to see other things besides just the reviews. And, well, you know, let's go ahead and hit the bench screen and we can get on into this. Now, as you can see, the beautiful box art, which we will get into. First off, this kit was sculpted mainly by Adam Daughtry and a little more with Jeff Yeager in there. And the base was sculpted by an unknown in China. Here's my favorite part because this is still factory sealed. I like to get that blade in there. Just run it down that plastic. Oh, yeah. Just get that off of there. And, you know, that's okay because I wasn't going to sell this anyway, so probably not worth anything. There you go. We get a better picture of the box without the shine on it. Beautiful picture of build up on the back. I have no idea who did this. Research on this kit online is very hard, and it's iffy. It mixes around a lot of stuff, information. But as you can see, it is beautifully done. Kudos to whoever did it. Now, let's pop this open. Ooh, look at all that model magic in there. All right. A la peanut butter sandwiches. Okay. So let's, you know how I like to do, let's go over these directions real quick because they're very important to me. Dracula Deluxe Model Kit by Moebius. Now, just to let you know, and I'll be showing you here in a minute, they did put out another one right before this Broadway Dracula, but it wasn't the deluxe. It was standalone with no victim. All right, so go right there. Pretty much putting Dracula together is all the first step. Large, huge base. Relatively simple kit as far as the amount of parts goes. And then, well, hold on. Did I skip something here? Oh, okay, no. I didn't see that up there. I thought they skipped putting the victim together. Okay. And then on the back page, they give you suggested paint colors, suggested tips, additional painting tips, paint wash, Bela Lugosi as Dracula. And there is a picture of the man right there. Lugosi's big break came in 1927 when he starred the Broadway production Dracula. Lugosi made the role his own, establishing his signature elegance that had defined the character for over 80 years. His masterful portrayal of the legendary Count personified the aristocratic bearing, graceful movement, and deliberate pauses and intonation, created an eerie yet charismatic stage presence that has remained unmatched by subsequent depictions of the character in 1931. Lugosi reprised the character in the classic film. That was an odd break, my bad. Lugosi died in 1956, but his legacy will live forever. And this is true. He's automatically who you think of 99.9% of the time when somebody says Dracula. You know, some little kids, they don't even say vampire. They say, I want to be a Dracula for Halloween, you know? Okay. Now, what I was going to show you real quick. Let's go over here on the reference screen. As you see on the left, I have the standard kit with the standalone figure, and on the right, the deluxe figure, which we have right here. Now you can see in the, I would say that the base is exactly the same, except for you don't get the pillar. It's hard to tell from these pictures. Oh, by the way, the build-up credits, I just snagged them off of Google. So if they're yours, hey, drop it in the comments. Take credit for your work. Bravo. Good job. The legs and stuff appear to be the same. The arm, the right arm appears to be the same. And maybe just obviously the left arm is not the same. And the cape is not the same. And the torso is canted, and the head is canted differently. Okay, and from my research, the reason that the deluxe kit came about is because for years, people were asking for somebody to create a more dynamic scene with Dracula in it. As I guess, kits before that only had him by himself. Now, the reason I say is this. Are you getting what you think you're getting as Broadway's Dracula? Well, first let's go over Broadway's Dracula. Switch back to the, let's go to the bench zoom. Okay, so obviously I'd never seen the play. I'm not sure if it was ever filmed, to be honest with you. But one thing I did notice in the play is he never had a medallion. So, true to form, this has no medallion. And that's a little tie thing or something up there. It's not a medallion that goes there. Fits relatively well. The sculpt, nice, clean, beautiful by Mr. Daughtry or Mr. Yeager. I don't know particularly who did what on what. The fit, yeah, if you clamp her down, she'll fit good. Let's go over here. The cape we have. Nothing special. Nice and smooth. Cape. The pants, I'd seen this earlier because mine kind of came, the actual Dracula figure kind of came like pre-assembled like that in the bag. It was still in a bag. Everything was in a bag. You saw me take the style or the wrapping off. Okay, so you see that his pants have the tuxedo, the two lines that go down the side of the tuxedo, and the seam is in between those, so that'll actually help hide your seam on the outside. And on the inside, minimal seam work with a good cranking down when you glue it. Nicely done. This base is huge. Let's switch over to the bench wide camera. This base is huge, and you have another piece here that locks onto the side, and the little back, he goes up there like he's flying around, and you have your big old stone pillar that goes there. So this is really, and your scotch that goes in there, your torch. This is really an impressive kit when it's the size wise, when it's all said and done. And it's all very, very nicely detailed, a lot of textures. So this is going to be a blast to paint. The stonework everywhere, the wood on the door, the metal for the door hinges that go all the way across. I like how they did. It's just one big long thing that helps hold all the wood on there. So that's very beautifully done. If you want, you could maybe put a piece of foam on the back of that or something, cut it to block all that off, or just set it up against the wall. That's beautifully done. And that is one of your discrepancies about what you'd be thinking you might be getting, because it does say Broadway. It says Broadway's Dracula. Well, Broadway's Dracula took place in like a library. It was like one of those parlor plays that was all one in one place. I think I read that there was like another little scene they did like with down a trap door or something like that, but there was no dungeon scene, no castle looking hallway, nothing like that. And oddly enough, there was never a scene with a victim in it like is in this model, even in the movie. It wasn't in the play, it wasn't in the movie. So now, as far as Bela Lugosi, Dracula goes, let's switch down to our zoom in. Yes, beautifully sculpted Bela Lugosi. Fine likeness. Our seam work is going to be pretty easy. You can always resculpt a little bit of the hair. Crank it down. Imagine if I sanded that a little bit, it would probably fit a little better. But yeah, your likeness is spot on. Maybe just a little long in the face. Maybe you need a little more rounded on the chin. I don't know. Bela Lugosi's chin, it moved around a lot. So what I'm saying is yes, as far as Bela Lugosi goes and his attire, you do get Broadway's Dracula. And, you know, the artistic scenery is just to make the model better, more interesting, more invoking to build, which is, you know, fine and dandy. So really, when I say, are you getting what you're wanting to get? I mean, if you're looking to build a fun kit and have it full of stuff, yeah. But are you getting like a Dracula historical accurate scene? No. That you're not. And by the way, if you didn't notice on the reference screen, if you look at the box art for the standard kit on the upper left, the pose, and then the pose of the actual figure, not quite the same, but we won't dwell on that. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of these pieces here. Now, if you remember the last one we did, the bride, like Frankenstein's hands came in two halves. But this one here, Bela, Dracula, his are all nicely done. One piece. Solid. A bit of vein detail there, so that's still good. His shoes. Have beautiful laces. Some of his collar, I believe. His sleeves. Have the buttons. He even has a third fist. So he has the two open hands or a balled up fist if you would like to use that. But you know what? That might be a leftover from the standard kit, possibly. That could be what that might be. We'll go over here to these little pieces because there's one really cool thing. For the base, you get a skull. Rock and roll! Skulls are always just cool. That's why we get into horror. But you've got your elaborate torch. I imagine if you wanted to, you could figure out some way to light that. If you wanted to, you'd have to get rid of that because this is very thick styrene plastic, very thick. Okay, let's take a look at our victim. And you know what? It doesn't matter what her likeness looks like because she never existed. Very plain, generic-faced girl, but beautifully sculpted. I mean, everything is anatomically correct. It looks like she's under Dracula's power. She got her some high heel kicks. Her dress. Strap off her shoulder. Oh, sexy like. Some long hair hanging down. Her arms. Back of her head for the wig to go on. Arms just dropped and drooped. So I would say, yeah, definitely, if you don't have this one and you're a Dracula Bela Lugosi fan, by all means, grab a hold of it. If you haven't already, it's been out for a while, at least. Oh, what did I read? Like 15 years or something like that. And, but I would pick one or the other. I mean, you can always get both kits. I have both kits. That's fun. Ain't nobody trying to tell you to do that. But if you're just looking for like one to build and you don't want to build the same kit twice, you know, I would just get the one with the victim if possible. There is a price difference between them, obviously, as I looked up some on the eBay there and whatnot. But impressive size, great sculpt by those two gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get you out of there. Out of here. Let's get you guys out of here. Okay, so once again, thanks for stopping by and checking out another awesome kit with me. Once again, if you're a returning subscriber, like I said at the beginning, thank you very much. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And if you stayed and you're new to the channel and this is your thing, hey, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're looking for another way to help the channel, I do have a Patreon account. It's a simple $3 tier. And what we do is we get together once a month on Zoom for an hour or so, and we just talk about models and, you know, work on them or, you know, whatever we feel like doing. It's just a free-for-all. I'll leave the link for that in the description. And I still need to finish up this Ed Harley props for the diorama and get that done, the Pumpkinhead diorama. But besides that, everything's going pretty well, and I hope it is for you. We got some cool kits, I think, lined up for future videos coming up. So, that being said, be good to each other. Model on.